see. Oh, just delay. All right, here we go.
Fellas, how are we feeling about this? He made his girlfriend a Hello Kitty bouquet all by himself. Then this guy says, this is how every man starts. Godspeed, little bro. Number one, I hope this guy right here can stay in this mode for as long as he can. My goal for him is to find a girl who really appreciates this and stays with him for life. Because men, we are the real romantics. Women receive romance, we give romance. And here's what happened to almost every guy watching this. We gave romance over and over and over to the wrong girl, and basically women beat romance out of us to the point where it's like, yo, y'all ain't worth it. Because every guy watching this right now has a villain story where they did something so beautiful, so nice for a girl, just for her to hook up with the football player or the other guy. And you're like, wait a minute, I did all this for you and you did that to me? Like I said, hopefully he can stay this way for as long as he can, and hopefully a girl doesn't beat the romance out of him.
And that is what a lot of guys do experience. I'm not going to tell you that women won't say the same thing. Okay. When I hear it from a guy, it's a little, and I'm going to say it like this. I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm saying it's a little different because men are not really supposed to share that. Men are supposed to keep that stand up, upper lip. You know, they're not supposed to show that
emotion,
they have any kind of a heart. They're not supposed to show that. But the thing is if you pay attention, that's what women ask for. But do they want it? No, they don't want it. They want to ask for it, but they don't want it. As soon as you open up to them, that's when they turn around and use it against you. As soon as you tell them an intimate something, when they get mad, they use that against you. You know, and the thing is you really, guys, yes, when they get with women and they want it to be the one, they hope it's the one, they try to treat her like she's the one. I'm not going to say that some guys don't mess it up and some guys don't blatantly mess it up. And a lot of the times that what I've kind of realized is when women go out and find guys, not all the time, because there are some that actually want somebody. The reason why I say this is because growing up, I could not recognize the difference between some girls that I wish I had of turned out to be the most loyal, the most motherly, the most whatever people in the world. I guess our ships missed at the time. But what I found was people that weren't like that. Now, I can talk to the person or the people that I missed, because there was more than one. Some of them disappeared in different ways, but there was more than one. But those are the ones that I should have, but I gravitated towards, and I'm going to say it like this, I gravitated towards things that were a little less safe, not realizing, because that's probably what I saw all my life. And I'm not even going to say probably, that's what I did see all my life. I saw that was the way that women acted, so therefore I ended up finding and settling down with the woman who ended up acting just like that. If you see a little different in you, in a woman or whatever, if you can rectify the two and understand, and where I'm going with this is most people, yes, breakups hurt, yes, lying, cheating hurts, yes, all of that stuff hurts. But most people go into it already picking a person that they almost 80% of the time know the outcome. They know what is going to happen. They go into it eyes wide open. And when they look at the red flags, they're not red flags while you're in Twinkle Toes heaven.
And yeah, indeed.
But once something really hits you, then all of a sudden those red flags flash back Oh, I should have done this, and I should have done that. And it's an absolutely real thing. I've done it. It has happened. It is what it is.
Oh yeah.
But that's the reason why, when it comes to parenting, that's the reason why you need a mom and a dad. Because the dad will show you what to look out for when it comes
You
to
get both sides of the game.
exactly. And a mom will show you what it comes for, whether they're showing you the honest truth, and I'm saying the parents, whether they're showing you the honest truth or they're showing you the bad side of it, that you know what not to look for in a person.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So whether you have a good or bad parent, they need to both be there, because the bad parent is an example just like the good parent is. Everything that they're doing, you know damn well where it ends up and what you shouldn't do. It's kind of like
So
this.
check this shit out. Check this shit out. So I'm looking at this shit, right? And when I did watch this video, I did watch this video earlier, and it kind of made me laugh because I say, you know, men at every stage of their life, when it comes to trying to get the woman, right? This young man, you know, in his youth, his innocence, you know, he's going to do something sweet. I made this, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. Now, says it's for his girlfriend or what have you, which is cool. But then as you grow, you start to get attracted to different things. You know what I'm saying? We can all attest to this because we all went from, you know, young teen preteens to teenagers to in our 20s and young adults and so forth, old enough to drink. We go through those stages. And the men, what they do is we do things that's going to impress the individual that they're trying to acquire. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do things to impress them. The older you get, things change of your tactics as far as what you're going to do to impress this female. Nowadays, you got dudes that jump out of a nice car and they got jewelry and money, flashing money and all that or whatever, and that's just going to draw them right in. That's going to snatch them right in. You know what I mean? But then you look at the animal kingdom. Look at the animal kingdom. You got birds, okay? You got species of birds that will go through all kind of hell. They would do these fucking dances. You ever seen those birds that do the fucking elaborate dances and they start fanning their feathers out and shaking their feather? They go through all of this for the female of their species to look over and say, oh, well, his feathers are bigger. His feathers are more brightly colored. He wiggles, though, he fans those feathers a little bit better than you do. And then they run over there. So this young man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's for his, as it says, for his girlfriend. But what if it was just for a random female that he likes and he wants to get close to? And he's sitting here and he's shaking his feathers and he's got his feathers fanned out and all this, and he made her a bouquet and all this other stuff, and she says, and what did you say? You know, they talked about it, you know, just for him to go with the dude that's on the football team, because that's not what they were looking for. They were looking for somebody that's fast and strong. So in their back of their mind, they just want to be protected. So that's what they're looking for. Something in that young man that could protect him. You bringing me flowers ain't protecting me.
Not at all.
They looking at that as you might be a little bit too soft for me. So we ain't gonna work.
And that's the
next thing you know,
because
it is.
That is the thing that they sit there and fantasize and have in their mind that this guy is going to do. And they want to say that stuff. Oh, I want a guy who tells the truth. I want a guy who's honest. I want a guy who has romance. I want a guy who does bring me flowers. I want a guy who does bring me roses. I want a guy who's thoughtful. And as soon as you get that guy or you meet that guy, you go,
not good enough.
And the thing about it is, you might even give him a try, but then you pretty much start dogging him out. He's corny, he's soft, he's whatever. You might even start talking about his manhood, whatever. Something happens, which is funny because if you talk to women, that whole thing is a fantasy and it's a lie. They don't really want that. They don't want it, because if they would, because if you wanted it, you would go get it. But they do everything not to get it. Now, here's the thing: most women lie from the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep. And the reason why I say this is because, you know how it is. They get up, they throw on the high heels. Okay, well, then you throw on the tightest thing you can put on so it sucks up your body, so you don't really look like that. Then you put on the fake hair. It's not the way you really look. Then what else?
The lashes.
There you go. The lashes.
And possibly the contacts. And and you are not who you say you were. You don't even wake up like that, so stop it.
Listen, when it comes to then the BBL, and the thing about it is, guess what? You can't even just get mad at women for a BBL, because there's a lot of BBL dudes now. So dudes are lying to the women just the same. They really are. I'm telling you. Oh, that dude got abs too. Did you see that? I'm pretty sure, because I saw that on stuff. Yeah. He got some fake.
Oh yeah.
Like what is he?
The muscles. You see the dudes that get the injections for their muscles and stuff, and they look stupid as fuck.
It's like, dude, you have millions of dollars. You're telling me you can't get in the gym? Like, really? You could bring the gym with you when you go. You're that lazy?
Yeah, well,
you're that lazy.
That's laziness. That's laziness. That's what that is.
You have no cause.
That's laziness.
But it is
and the fucked up thing is they put themselves through more pain.
Yep.
You know, but
more pain.
You know, and even back to the ladies. You know, everybody. You know, in my generation has seen that movie. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was a baddie when he picked her up, but when brought her upstairs to the room, she took off the wig. She plucked out she had the fake boobs. She plucked out the little butt pad. She pulled her leg off, and she hopped around the goddamn room chasing his ass. Like, bro, like I'm telling you. And and their standards for us, women's standards for us, are so much higher. And it's like you get the baddest female on the fucking set, and then you strip all of that shit down, and she looked like Fire Marshal Bill.
For the most part.
You understand? Right, and that's not for all of them, but it's just those ones. You understand what I'm saying? Are they asleep?
And the thing about it,
yeah,
those ones make the other ones that are actually beautiful make them insecure.
Indeed. Nothing makes me madder than to see a naturally beautiful woman put on a whole bunch of makeup, wear a wig, wear false lashes, all that mess. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like, seriously, like, why do you have a wig on? Why your hair is like past your shoulders? Why do you feel? You know what I mean? Yeah. I hate covering up the natural beauty, and equally as much, I can't stand when they try to enhance themselves to the point where you're trying to make me believe that this is what you are 24/7, when we both know that this isn't true. You know what I'm saying? I only see you when you get back from the salon. I didn't see you before you left.
There you go.
I didn't see you when you had to wash your hair and get it all ready for. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, at the end of the day, they get it all wrong. Absolutely. As far as what a man is looking for a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And those are the fucked up things. Those are the ones that, you know, end
The
up
thing
drawing in
about
the
it
dudes with the
is,
money, and it's like everybody's phony
listen, the thing
because y'all
about
don't
it,
work
the
out.
thing about it
Stupid.
is when it comes to everybody wants that false. The reason why I say that is because if you sit there and look at it, yeah, the girls went with the videos and the guys want to flash, so that's what they've been told from TV. They got to flash this to get this kind of girl. And the thing
Uh-huh.
is if you look at the guys that are supposed to be flashing that do that, and look at the kind of women they get, the average guy might look at that woman on TV and say, "Ooh, ooh, ooh," but that girl in front of him is not what he picks. That's
Exactly.
not what he picks. He does
Exactly.
not want. Let's put it this way: I have never, and I don't even respect her. And I'm going to tell you this right in a just period. I don't really respect a lot of dudes too, but this one, I don't respect her, and I don't like that women glorify this chick, especially
Mm-hmm.
when she's talked about half of the things she's done. Cardi B is not the girl for me at all.
No,
When I
thank you.
say that I think she's a
No,
disgusting
thank you.
girl. Not only
No,
that,
thank
but
you.
you listen, people keep running to this girl's rescue, and she is a diabolical chick. Now, I'm not saying that she married a good guy. Offset, he's one of the dirtiest dudes too.
Yeah, he
I'm
ain't
not
no
gonna tell
good
you
either.
that, but guys, they don't. They go in videos, they will, but they're not being Offset for the most part. They're not saying, "Oh, Offset, man, you tape your head up and all that stuff," and cheer up, dude. But women are falling all over Cardi B, and they sound really bad because then she got with Stefan Diggs. Oh, she found a guy that's going to give her the truth and all that. Dude, every football player on his team said that when they asked him, "What guy would you not have your sister date?" Every single one of them said without hesitation, Stefan Diggs. All of them said that. All of them said that
Ah,
without
that's
hesitation.
funny.
And this was way before Cardi B got with him. So when I say that people choose stuff that they know damn well is bad for them,
Mm-hmm.
even though they say they want this beautiful life, and guys do it too. Guys do it too. But
Yeah, yeah. It goes
what
both ways all day long.
what seems to be more out in the open because women make that stuff more accessible. They come to the internet, they cry. I'm not going to tell you that once in a while I've had to say a few things, but that was, and I'm not even going to say there's a but. I've said a few things. I'm not putting myself above anything, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that the constant where you're every guy you get with, and it would be if every girl you got with that wasn't even significant. Because I can understand if you talk about somewhat about being married, you broke that off, and what happened. I get it. You'll be mad. That's a commitment. But if you're
Yeah.
talking about every new dude that you're with, and then he did me wrong and all that, he did. Dude, you ran straight to Stefan Diggs after everybody knows he's not the guy, and you still did it. So that's what I mean. I'm not saying that guys don't know this too. Guys know I always say this. I ran into my mother. That was the worst thing in the world. But and don't get me wrong, I figured it out after a little bit, but by that time I was already fighting this uphill battle. I'm not gonna say I made the right choice. I didn't, but I didn't have a whole football team and every other person in the world warning people about Stefan Diggs, and then you go or warning and beat people about my ex-wife, and then me going, well, skip all of y'all. I'm going on. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had some people in my family that were a little iffy. There's gonna be a little pushback. I wish I had
Oh yeah.
listened.
Oh
It would
yeah.
have been a totally different story. But it is what it is. I made the wrong choice. I saw the wrong choice shortly after. But when I say shortly in the scheme of how long we were together, it was shortly. But when I really got the things together and understood what it was going to be and what it wasn't, I just kind of was like, whatever. Got a little pissed, whatever. And then the only thing that was a little different was when the death of my son got thrown in there. That made me a little wonky. Now, I'm not going to say that I said anything that I don't believe, because I'm 100%. Well, since I can't be 100, I would say I'm 99.999%. But it is what it is. But the thing is I saw these things in that relationship. She already had heads up warning and saw that run through thing with other people. People think that they're special. People think that they're different. People think that I can change you. People think that you can't. You can't. You get them. You either like what you get or you don't. That's it. Nobody changes. Not really. Not really. Because I could tell you right now, I am literally almost verbatim. Almost. There's one or two tweaks and changes or whatever. There's a couple. But almost verbatim, I am about the same as when I met my ex-wife. I still hold a lot of the same values. I still have, which is funny because I'm going to tell you right now, it's not like she hasn't come to me in the last few years and been like, yeah, you told me that when we first got together, and I still believe it now. There's no difference. So that's what it is. There's some people that, they changed. But what it is when I talk to my father, it goes like this. We talk about a lot of things, and we talk about how when you're raising, when you're growing, when you're all that stuff. The motto is take the good, leave the rest. So whatever bad happened, leave that behind. Take all the good stuff that you got, accumulate that, and run with it.
Yeah.
That's the best.
That's how you grow. That's how you grow.
Best thing to do.
And it's the experience that we all need to understand in a certain way, because if you're going through something and then you continue to, like, every relationship that you deal with, and you're still going through that same thing and you're still dealing with it the same way, and you didn't learn from the first experience, you didn't take that bad and leave it behind. You sucked in some of that bad along with whatever good you thought you brought with you, and then you just sitting here and recycling it and dealing with it the same, at the same time with the same fucking person. You got to be able to leave some of the shit behind, because I learned that when I learned about red flags, that I was the person that would ignore red flags. No matter what. I already seen what it is, but my whole thing was like, damn, but I really want this person. And that is the wrong way to fucking think, because I go through the same shit with this person that I went through with the last person.
Absolutely.
Because I saw the red flag, chose to ignore it. Now I'm going to go through the same thing. This is how I know that I was literally insane for a good period of my life, because I would sit here and I'm leaving you, but I'm going to the next person, and then they do the same fucking thing. I ignore it and continue dealing with them because they're a different person, but I like them a whole lot more. And at the end of the day, I'm sitting here dealing with the same bullshit, and at the end of it all, it's like it ends the same, like the whole shit. And I had to one day I took inventory. I took my own personal inventory of the things that I would accept from a relationship, how, what I'm not going to accept from a relationship, the things that are absolute no. If I see this happening, I'm running for the fucking hills. I was afraid to leave. That was my thing. I was more afraid to leave. But I got to the point, I was like, man, fuck this shit. I got to sit here and put everything on the fucking table, and I got to sort it out. And then when I did that, I remember right after I did that, I got with someone, and I'm like, man, this person seems like they're good for me because we seemed so compatible, and everything was cool and beautiful and all that stuff, and it was a very short-lived relationship because a situation happened where they, we like you know how it is when you have a really good relationship with somebody and they have a friend that's going through things. So it seems like because they're going through things, they feel they should have drama in their relationship. That's the type of shit they brought to the table. And I was like, cause we were good. Like, well, we good. Like, we ain't beefing about nothing. Like, we good. So just because your friend is going through the shit she going through with her man, what's that got to do with us? You know what I'm saying? So my thing was like, well, shit, let's, we hang out with them a lot. So why don't we fall back, let them get their shit together and deal with what they got to deal with. But no, you want to be up in her face, listening to the fucking drama and listening to her beat him down about shit. And me and him, we wasn't cool like that. So I didn't never have no conversation about what they was going through. And it just got to the point where I'm like, wait one goddamn minute. Like, what does this got to do with us? But you wanted to sit here, you wanted to, like, you know what? I think things are not going to really go in a good direction with us. So I think we need to we need to go our separate ways, and it was somebody that the fucked up thing is I liked her and I thought that things were going to work out. I thought we were compatible at least. And it just didn't go that way. So, it was something that I had to fucking let go. And I didn't waste any time. I put it on the table. We got to go. We got our separate ways. We can't do this. I'm not going to do this. Wish you the best of luck or whatever. And I was willing to just be by myself for however long it was for me to get into something else. But I wasn't going to stay there and deal with that shit and deal with unnecessary drama. I don't like drama. I don't like the dumb shit. I don't like arguments over something that we could just have a conversation about and put it behind us. I'm a very simple individual, but when you try to complicate things with shit that other people are doing, you watch too much fucking TV and you sitting there fucking every time you watching a Tyler Perry movie and and you turn around and look at me, no bitch, take that shit some fucking where. Because if you can't separate that fucking TV fucking drama from what the hell we got going on, that we got a fucking problem and I'm not dealing with it. Take this shit over there. Simple as that.
There you go.
Take it the fuck over there. And I ain't doing it.
There you go. Yo, the one thing, right around the time, and I remember it well, right around the time that Love and Hip Hop came out, I realized who I was with, and I was just like, why are you watching this? Don't watch this. Why are you watching this? Don't watch this. Well, all of a sudden my house turned into Love and Hip Hop. Not even joking. Like, I'm not even joking. The person is not their self. They're not their self at all. They adapt to whatever is cool at the moment. And what it was is, I'll tell you, when I met the person, they adapted to what, because I'm forthcoming, I don't got nothing to lie about. So they adapted to exactly what they said, everything we talked. I'd never really talked to somebody and made like a contract of things and future things. And when I say not future, I'm not saying when I say future things, I mean like, these were my plans. This is what it is. This is what I want to do. I would like, if you want to do it with me kind of thing. Oh yeah, I'm straight. Yes, I have the same plan. Blah, 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 blah. I should have realized that too many plans aligned.
Right.
But it was all a smoke and mirrors thing. It is until it isn't. There's no sticker to it, to myths, however you say that. Nothing. It wasn't. And it's anybody can do that. And the other thing is, like, when you get together and you don't know, people start competing with others, especially when one side doesn't know they're competing, and then that's when things start getting torn down and all that stuff. It's the whole thing is, with this, make sure you find the right person.
Yeah.
Always got to do that. And because may want the wrong person, but if you keep getting the wrong person, it's going to knock the romance out of you. You are going to be a guy that is sitting back saying, I ain't doing this for a check. I ain't doing that
Yes,
for
sir.
a check.
Yes, sir.
And the thing is,
Yes, sir.
It's partly the guy's fault for picking it, and it's partly the girl's fault for being that way. And so relationships take two people. They take two people. And if you're not going to be who you are from the beginning, then it's going to fall apart at the end.
Now, that's something that I was you touched it right where I was about to go, because when we meet people, we are not who we put forward. Okay, we are not the person when like we've said this before. When we walk out of the house, we put a mask on. Because we are not the individual that we are in our own home. So even when you meet a female or a woman meets a man, they are not the individual that they are at home. Simple as that. So you learn a person. You got to learn a person. You get with them, you learn them. And this is why we always say you don't know a person until you've lived with them.
Absolutely.
Because when they are behind closed doors, when they are in the comfort of their home and the safety of their home, they are going to take off that mask, that metaphoric mask. They're going to take it off and they're going to be who they are. Okay? You might have a booger eating female with, you know what I'm saying, that eats fucking raw oysters and chases it with vodka shots or something, you know what I mean, and brushes her teeth with fucking tuna fish. You don't fucking know this shit until you live with a motherfucker.
Yeah, because when you
walked in on their ass when they sitting on the toilet, like, God damn, bitch, you stink. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. Because me personally, I don't shit at work. You understand what I'm saying? I don't go to when my stomach will be bubbling like a motherfucker, and best believe I will make an excuse to have to go all the way. Ooh, I forgot my phone. I gotta drive 15 miles all the way to fuck home to take me a shit. Because I don't know me like that, and I don't know y'all like that. And I wish I would. I've smelt some of y'all motherfuckers coming out the bathroom. And I don't want that to be me in the conversation. Right. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't going like, damn, Rod, do stink like a motherfucker. Like, yeah, motherfucker, nah, bro, no. You ain't gonna have that conversation. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I smell some of you motherfuckers coming out the bathroom, and I don't say nothing. You look at me and be like, hi, like, hey, how you doing? Did you wipe both ways, motherfucker? Because you stank. Yeah, but real talk, like, you know what I'm saying? And again, bringing it back to this young man, when we try to meet a person, we're going to pull out all the stops. We want to do something extremely special that is because you got to stand out from everybody else to be chosen. And when you're not chosen, that didn't work, so now you got to figure out something else. You got to pull out another fucking trick. That's all. The animals do it. We do it. Simple as that. I've seen the most beautiful birds get turned away from a female.
The thing about it is also there are, and don't get me wrong, men, if you want a certain woman, you should definitely go after her in a good way. And I'm saying a good way, make
not to discourage,
the right way it should be. But guys do have to remember that there's more of them than there are of us.
Oh yeah.
And it used to be 2 women to every man. Now I think it's like 2.5, almost 3.
Shit, probably closer to 5.
The thing actually, with the incarceration rate, yeah,
I'll take that.
So I would say, and if we start going to war, even more. So yes, I understand women. There's a couple of guys you want, but do realize that you're not the only one who wants them
at all.
you're not the only one
at all. And then that's where the competition comes in.
That's the thing. Since there are more women than men, there inevitably, percentage-wise, laws of averages say that there are more side chicks than there are men sides.
Ooh. I got a question. Do studs count in the women category?
Listen, I'm not even sure what they count as. I ain't gonna lie.
Just curious, and I ain't even trying to be funny. I'm curious because the categories of just being a human being now has branched off so freaking much. It looks like one of those 23andMe, where it goes like back 300 generations. Like that's how many categories of humans we have nowadays. Like, you don't know what to call them. They get offended when you call them something else that they aren't, and it's like, I don't even know you, so how the fuck would I have known? But what do you do? What do you do? I don't know.
It's a loss for me. I'm not sure. This is the thing. For this topic, I would say the guy is right. He is definitely right. There is the other side of it where you could walk into it blindly. But the guy is 100% right. Every guy has a star story.
Oh yeah.
Every woman doesn't have one.
Oh yeah.
Why I say that is because
less women than men. Less women than men.
Live through it. They're going to live through another woman's trauma. They do that well, and they internalize it, and they think it's theirs.
But you know what? Less women are going. You're not going to hear as many women's stories, only because women don't pursue. The men pursue. There's a very small percentage of women that are aggressive enough to go out and be like, oh, I want him, and they pull up and they talk. You know what I'm saying? You got very few women out there kicking game with dudes that they really like. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, I'll get real. That shit, I don't know. That should take me back. Like,
listen, let me tell you this right now, and this is just from my view. This is just from my history, from my whatever. As a man, I would advise men to go out and pick the girl they want and go after that girl. And the reason why I say that is because I got to the point where I was like, I don't have the game, I'm a regular dude. So I sat back and let it happen. And there were girls that were beautiful that came up to me. And guess what I got? All the wrong girls. All the wrong girls came up to me, for the most part. Cool, but just about all of them, and I'm not going to say every single one, but I'm still cool with to this day, but most of them are the wrong ones that come up to you. They don't know how else to explain it. That's just by been my and I don't know. I don't know if it's along the lines of that whole thing where, if a girl got too many tattoos, you might want to back up. If a girl got respectful mom,
those are words to fucking live by. Those are words to live by.
Right now, I would say if the girl pursues you, I would say 8 times out of 10 don't.
I go 9.5 out of 10.
And the more they pursue you, the less you should.
Exactly. I am 100% in agreement with that. 100%. Because factually, every female that has aggressive, and I say aggressive, I use that term loosely, but I don't mean like, full on, rah shit, but every female that has aggressively, and I mean that by, the way that they talk to you, and you know what I'm saying, are very forward with how they feel and so forth. But yeah, it ain't worked out. It was some bullshit, and it was crazy, or you know what I mean. What's your name? How you doing? The ones that got all the fucking run their mouth and shit. I'm like, yeah, I ain't even come in here for all of this. You know what I'm saying? You know, not for nothing. And, you know, the crazy thing is, not long ago, I got approached. I was working, you know, my part-time job at the grocery store. And when I tell you, this woman was fucking gorgeous, and she had to be pushing 60. Kid you not? When I tell you, she was fucking gorgeous. Like, when you look at her, because bro, she had long hair, and you could tell it was her natural hair. It was gray. She had gray hair. God damn, boy, she was bad. She was bad. For a woman well into her 50s, bro, she was bad. And she came up to me and just started, like, she walked up and was like, "You are fucking so handsome. You are the," she just was going in, and bro, to the point where I was sweating, like, yo, because I didn't know what was fucking happening. I'm like, oh, god damn, like, she's fucking serious. I'm looking around and motherfucker, somebody got to be recording this, because this shit is crazy. Because I was like, she had me so flustered, bro. Took me off my fucking square. You hear me? But at the end of the day, because like after what I thought about that, I'm like, god damn, like shit. If situation was different, you know, if my situation was different, bro, if I was a single man, like, bro, I would have handed it to her, like, no problem. But she would have been a problem.
Yeah.
She would have been a problem.
Yep.
Straight like that. She would have been a fucking problem. I already know. She would have been a problem. She would have been the type of female that you've been like, I gotta get the fuck away from her. Got to get away from her. Because see, everything isn't all about, you know, it's not all about looks. You know, you'd be very surprised at the things that people are attracted to, or what they find sexy, and so forth. You know, it's like I remember people saying certain things that they find sexy, and I look at that like, I wish I would. No, thank you. But some people just find they you know, I can find beauty in almost anything, in anybody. But at the same time, what attracts me is totally different. I'm not attracted to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got a nice smile, but you got big teeth. I'm attracted to that. You understand what I'm saying? You got pretty eyes, but they go that way. I ain't attracted to that. So, you know, it's just things that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, just looking at her, like, as gorgeous as she was, and I'm talking body, pretty face, tight skin, and you just look like, god damn, like, what the hell? So it makes you wonder, because a woman at that age, like, are you really that forward? Like, something got to be going, something wrong. Now, nobody say something wrong, because if you were that fucking forward with people or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Now, imagine that I say the right thing to get close enough to you, and you know, we together, whatever. Now, what I think about is, every time you leave the house without me and you going grocery shopping or something, or you stopping a motherfucker just saying this type of shit to the next motherfucker, I don't even know if this woman, you know, you could have been married at this fucking time. You understand what I'm saying?
The thing about it, when they're that forward, it's not the first time.
It is not. It absolutely is not. Absolutely not.
And honestly, if they're like that, they're probably, even if you get with them, they're probably going to get tired and go out and prowl a little bit more. So
Yeah. Yeah. And beware the ones that like attention. You know what I mean? That always feel that they have to have the attention on them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like you and I have had many conversations. We have been through it all. We have seen it all. We have dealt with it all. And frankly, some of the things that attracted us to certain people, we look back and say, "What the fuck was I thinking?"
Listen,
But
there are certain lessons that I have learned, and since then that have gotten me out of things, and I've called them from the jump, and they played out or worked out just like I thought they would. I'm not even joking. I'm so not joking. From people that I had an escape plan from.
An escape plan. An escape plan, bro. An escape plan.
And the other thing is, then you catch them right from the beginning.
Ah, jeez.
Right from the beginning, and it's funny because then after a little while, and it plays out the way you thought it would, the attitudes, the way of thinking, and all that stuff, you go, yeah, I called that one.
I know it.
Yeah.
An escape plan.
Everybody should be like that. I try. What I did not have was I had my boys who I talked to, and you know how boys is gonna talk about gay girls.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have my adult parents talk about that. My dad probably wasn't he probably didn't think it was his place, but my mom, no, my mom would tell me stuff that I didn't need to know. Stuff that, no, it wasn't, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. Let's fast forward and I get to older stuff when I'm older, because you don't need to hear half the shit when But, alright, this one time, it was like right after my 21st birthday, and I picked up my mom from her apartment, from where she lived, her apartment, and I'm driving up to my apartment, and she opens up my ashtray, and she goes, oh, there's some weed in there, and I was like, oh, that's not mine, even though it was mine, right, but she goes, sure, that's not mine. I was like, yeah, I don't even know why I said that. I'm over that. Right? And then she goes, then my mother turns around and looks at me. And trust me, this is the reason why I'm starting at 21, because you need to be, or 22, because you need to be, above age. But she turned around and she was like, do you eat pussy? And I said, why do you ask? And she was like, don't worry, if you don't, you do. If you don't, you will. And I was like, oh. And then she's like, don't worry, sometimes it's salty. And then I'm like, well, how the hell do you know? Like, but I'm not joking. But I'm so not joking. This is what I mean. Like, stuff that didn't point in the right direction. This is how people talk to me. So, and I definitely remember that. Definitely remember that. So,
Man.
So yeah, when you don't, and then you're also
one to grow on.
Yeah, you're not whatever. You don't really know how to talk to, approach, whatever. You get to the point where you're just like, I got to the point where I was like, for what? Why would I do it? Why? Girls couldn't talk to me. Why? And I'm not even saying cocky. It wasn't about being cocky. What it was being about is being underconfident about going up to girls to talk to, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So,
but when you said it, you ain't got no game, but I am in the same category. Like, I have no game. I'm very awkward. When I try to be that guy, it does not work out in my favor. I sound goofy as fuck, and it don't work out for me. It's like, yeah, they'd say something, and after they walk away, it was like, yeah, but I do that. I'm that guy. Hey, Oh fuck, that didn't sound right. Bye. That didn't work.
One of my favorite girlfriends. And I'll say it like that, so there's no real clue to it. But tell you how whack I am. I walked up to her and we started talking, and I'm wondering why she didn't walk away, because we ended up talking about Kool-Aid. Yep. That's where the conversation went. And I was just like, is she still here?
Surprising, right?
I'm telling you.
Hey, the things that you have in common, you have no idea.
Listen. But listen, he's absolutely right. Every guy, and for what he said, every guy does have the romantic stuff, the whatever, beat out of them. Because,
True indeed.
and the thing about it is, it's not a, when they have it beat out of them, it's not a, hey, no, I'm just not feeling it, it's whatever. No, there is a humiliation ritual that goes along with it.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, I don't know if you saw the last post that we put on the Facebook page. This girl, the guy comes over, he tries to talk to her. Get out of here before this heel goes on your eye. Oh God, you're weird. Oh, you're probably gay. Oh, probably. And it's like, he just came over and all you had to say was no.
That's it.
You know what I mean? All you had to say was no.
That's it.
But then
That's it.
don't come up and talk to you.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, that'll be the female that ends up with 6 baby daddies and 11 kids.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it is, then you wonder when guys see you behave like that and women are talking about that, that's why guys don't come up to them. Then they want to call them gay if they don't come up to them. No, it's not.
They don't want to be rejected in a disrespectful way.
Exactly.
That's what they don't come up to you for. They don't want to be, And the thing is, again, people come outside their house with a mask on. So we don't know who you are, so we don't know how to approach you. And you got very, very cool and sweet individuals that just come out the house and keep their fucking mouth shut. But when they're home, they're chatterboxes. You know what I mean? So when you outside, so how do I know? How do I know? You say, you know what I mean? I had a very close friend of mine, a female friend of mine, and I never forget, she said one time, she was like, you know what women like? Women really like it when a man just speaks, just says, don't gotta be nothing, just said, but they could be in passing, walking past each other, and if he just says, hey, how you doing, and keeps it moving. And now I was like, that's pretty dope, you know what I'm saying, because you think about it, and I kind of use it, and I would always say, I'm passing, hey, how you doing, or whatever, and then women do smile, say hi, but then you would get that one,
that shuts it down for everybody.
Bitch, nobody fucking try. All I did was say fucking hi. Like, what the hell? Why is every fucking... See, because some females have it in their fucking head that everybody wants them. No, bitch, I don't fucking want you. All I did was say hello. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm smiling in a good mood. I'm walking on sunshine. All I did was say hi.
Yeah.
And yes, I meant to use the word bitch. Yes, I meant it. I ain't even going to sugarcoat nothing, because when you encounter such situations, this is how it makes you feel. Like, hey, bitch, the fuck? Like, I didn't even. All I did was say hi. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give it to people. I'm gonna give it to women, because there's a flip side to that. Guys who don't take no for an answer. And
this is true.
The thing about it is kind of like this. If you ask a girl, she says no to you, why would you want to try and change her mind?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Because she's already let you know that
it's stupid.
Not her first pick. You may be
it's stupid.
Down the line, or if you try,
you might not be in the running at all.
If you try hard enough, then she's going to look at you and say, well, I can milk this because he's trying. After I told him no, he should expect what he gets. You know what I mean? I'm saying it's if they tell you no, don't why pursue it. Leave it alone. Like, yo, we're good. Okay, peace.
Leave it be. Because and well, that just goes to how people communicate. Because this is the scenario could go like this. How you doing? I'm fine. How are you? I'm good. How you? What's your name? I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I have a boyfriend. All right, no problem. I mean no harm. You have yourself a good day. Go on and live your fucking life. Everybody's happy. Nobody got hurt. Now let's take that same scenario. Hey, how you doing? I'm fine. What's your name? What? Nah, man, come on, man. Nah. Don't get the fuck out of my face. You look all broken. Hey, bitch, I'm just trying to fucking talk to you. Who you going to be? I'm just saying, you acting like you're all high and mighty. It could go so many different ways, and it doesn't have to.
Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't have to. I got a boyfriend. So what? Your man ain't me. I'm saying I got a boyfriend. Well, let me just get your number. Nah, I don't get down like that. Well, fuck you then, you raggedy ass bitch.
Yeah, and that is wrong. That's ridiculous. You can't. Let's put it this way. If you were going to behave that way and not getting her phone number, doesn't it make sense that she didn't give you her phone number? Because to me, you seem like you could be violent. You seem like you could be, if you don't.
It gets aggressive real quick. Yeah. Exactly. Red flag.
Absolutely.
And these are the things that people ignore, the red flags. You see that shit early, you keep it the fucking move. Yeah, listen, go that way, let that motherfucker go that way.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Goes for men, goes for women.
They need to. Everybody. People need to live in harmony.
Yeah, and know your place in a situation. Know your place in the scenario. You know what I'm saying? Don't just sit here and you want to just go all just try to prove anything. You never have an upper hand in this situation if you're told no.
Exactly.
You just lost control. Right? You don't have control of that situation.
Exactly.
So just keep it moving and let it be. Move on with your fucking life.
And why?
Simple as that. Move on with your life.
Somebody who told you.
Are you that fucking thirsty because you're thirsty? You were that thirsty. That's not game. That ain't game, bro. That's not game. You ain't got no fucking game.
Nah.
You ain't got no fucking game. And what makes you think that a female is gonna want you after you sit here and just cuss her out? Yeah, or what man do you think is gonna want you after you just say and suck your teeth and roll your eyes and all this other shit? Come on, let's be real about this shit. Let's be real about it. Stop it.
Just like if a dude behaves in that way, fuck you because whatever, you don't want him. If a girl acts outlandish, don't keep saying, but come on, ma. No, don't do that because you look stupid.
Now you look desperate.
Just walk away from her. Just be like, oh.
Now you look desperate.
And then actually, if you want to get a dig in, you're like that. Oh, I don't want that anyway. And because everybody will understand that. Everybody watching will understand that. So it's, you know what I mean. It's, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's as often, but women get aggressive too. And they get mad too when you say no.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it goes both ways all day.
Well, fuck you then, and blah, 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 blah. Dude, it's the no. It's just, I don't want it. Like, you don't, I
don't want you.
This way. I don't want it, and I don't want to have anything bother you. Let's do it like that.
And then, and again, like you said, it's the aggressive rebuttals that when you fast forward the situation, you look at it and be like, is that somebody you really want to be with? Because look at what could happen. Like you said, it could just be a simple situation turning into something that just goes off the rails.
Absolutely.
As like I said, I've learned my lesson. I've learned to pay attention to the red flags. And like when you see it, and it's like, yeah, no, I better not go down that road. I see the sun shining, and I see all the little candy raining from the clouds, and it looks all beautiful and flowers, and someone's frolicking through the meadows, and
Yo,
you showed me a fucking red flag leading down that road. No, thank you. No, thank you. So, nope. Moral to the story is don't wave a motherfucking flag,
I'm telling you, and pay attention. Pay attention,
please.
because
Uh,
we don't need. Everybody needs to start learning how to be what we used to call human and people. If somebody comes up to you that you don't want to talk to, let them know nicely, and they should accept the
Well,
this invitation.
but this generation is so, I don't know, it's so disconnected from what is actual, like real, like they're so disconnected from it that, like, to the point where we got people riding those little stick ponies in a fucking competition. Like, we need to really get back in touch with reality.
Absolutely.
We really do, because people don't know. They don't know how to handle rejection. They don't know how to handle rejection, bro. They just sit here and they're ready to cry. They're ready to crash out and just totally fucking flip it. It's like, bro, like,
We're,
how was your life gonna be better with somebody that doesn't want you? I don't understand that.
we live in a world now where the lie is the truth and people want the lie rather than the truth. We live in a world now where we use fake money. We live in a world now where people are so heartless that they pick and choose which catastrophe and who it affects, whether you show empathy. Because it's kind of like this. I show empathy for people in the Congo that are getting slaughtered. I show empathy for people in Gaza that are being slaughtered. I show empathy for people that anywhere that I know about being slaughtered. A lot of people, that's not my fight. Okay, there are certain things that I do step back from that are not my fight. If you're talking about the immigration thing in ICE in California, no, that's not my fight. But genocide, I don't really care who is what. That is something that I just can't stand. I'm just not a fan of mass killing. And the thing about it is, I don't think anybody should be, because there's very few nationalities that weren't killed on a mass basis. There's a couple, because they were the ones doing the killing, but
They were the ones doing the killing, exactly.
they were the ones doing the killing, but there's not a lot that haven't been. And if it's happened to you or in your lineage anywhere, you should feel the same about that as you do about somebody else having that happen, because that's a crazy thing. And the thing about it is, then you will turn around and say, "But God, oh, okay. I'm sure God differentiated between for your religion. I'm sure God differentiated between all your kids, all his kids. He said, I like these better than those. I mean, I think he did back in the Old Testament, but from what I understand, that was all supposed to change. So these things should not happen. We're in an age now where we can do miraculous things, but we use those miraculous things to get rid of each other. And we use those miraculous things to teach people how to be mean. And we use those miraculous things to pump out garbage so that people live through other people. And then they say, oh, I hate you, rather than no, I'm okay. And then when they say no, I'm okay, you got the other side of it where people can't take that. And it's like, it's going to hurt your feelings, it's going to bother you, but walk away. Have you ever been with somebody who doesn't want you? That's not the best feeling in the world. That is not. What is the point? What is the point of being with somebody who doesn't want you? Do you understand that that's going to be arguments and somebody's going to get used and all this stuff all the time? Find somebody who does. Try not to pass them up, because a lot of times people do pass them up and don't realize that they're standing right in front of you. I saw this
because you're looking for greener pastures.
Listen, yeah. I saw this thing that this lady said online, and I really actually liked it in the context she was saying it. She said something along the lines of, because I only saw it once, but so I'm gonna try and paraphrase for the most part. She was like, She's like, what is wrong with you people? She's like, people throw away good people. She's like, everybody wants that savior to come down from the sky or whatever. How do you know that the person that you did not get with, that you got with, wasn't that person? The one who's trying to show you the right direction, the one who's trying to show you how to handle things. How do you know?
Yeah.
Because we don't know who he's going to be and what it is or whatever. But when you get somebody like that, you do the same thing that they did to him the last time, which is forget him, beat him, fight with him, lie about him.
Yeah.
And this goes for girls or guys. People tend to rebel, and you can understand why in the good book, why he got killed, because people rebel against what's good. They embrace what's bad. They embrace it wholeheartedly and convince themselves that it's good. So that's kind of the thing. I thought that was an amazing thing in the way she said it. She was like, everybody's rejecting people that are trying to show you how to live a good life. When you get with somebody and they start trying to straighten everything out and all this stuff, and then you reject it and you're getting mad at them. How do you know that that's not who your savior is supposed to be?
You don't know.
I have no clue. I don't know, but I liked the context and the way she was stating it, because that is true. You don't know.
And you don't. Real talk. Well, no, brother. I think you put the period on that one.
All right. Like, subscribe. We ain't said that in a while. We got a couple more. I think we got like 651 or 650, something like that.
Hey, we appreciate one at a time. Let's go.
Families on the move.
Let's go.
And listen, we're going to start doing a lot of things. We got a lot of things coming. So keep your eyes out. Here we go. Get it off your chest media. Uncle Scruff. Show enough. We out. Peace.
Peace.